The 21st century is witnessing a mechanized army of over 500 million machines, silently operating to feed humanity. Across endless fields, they move like a symphony of steel, where every cut and every turn replaces the labor of millions of people. Here, technology not only multiplies productivity by tens of times, but is also rewriting the very way humanity sustains itself. And today, Agriculture Insight will take you on a journey to discover how technology is redrawing the landscape of global agriculture, where every limit is being erased. We are in California, known as the coriander capital of the United States, supplying up to 90% of the nation's production. Every year, from May to July, when the climate turns warm and sunny, thousands of hectares of coriander fields enter their peak harvest season. This is the 0 hour for America's herb industry, because coriander stays fresh for only 36 to 48 hours after cutting. A single day of delay can cause hundreds of tons to wilt, turning into organic waste with no commercial value. To overcome this pressure, the Ploger MKC-2TR emerges as a true savior. At the front, ultra-low cutting blades work together with soft plastic lifters to gently raise the delicate plants without damage. Immediately, the conveyor belt transfers them through a high-powered suction fan that removes soil and debris, before neatly depositing them into the rear storage compartment. The most impressive feature is its massive capacity: 10 to 15 tons of coriander per day, dozens of times more than manual labor. As a result, production costs are significantly reduced, supply chains remain stable, and the U.S. market is consistently provided with fresh, vibrant coriander for millions of meals. While everyone is familiar with crisp celery stalks, its gnarled cousin, celeriac, remains a mystery to most Americans. In Europe, every September brings the harvest of more than 250,000 tons of celeriac. Unlike potatoes or carrots, this stubborn root clings tightly to the soil, with tangled roots and dense mud, surrendering only to a specialized mechanized chain. It begins with sharp blades cutting through the rows, clearing away dense green foliage to reveal the knobby bulbs beneath. Then, digging units drive deep into the ground, prying up each firm root and sending it onto vibrating conveyors that shake off mud, trim side roots, and strip away old leaves. Finally, smooth, round white celeriac bulbs tumble into waiting trailers, ready for their journey from field to market. What makes celeriac truly remarkable is not just its unusual appearance, but also its nutritional richness. Lower in starch than potatoes, yet abundant in fiber, vitamin K, vitamin C, and potassium, vital nutrients for heart health, digestion, and balanced diets. In modern mushroom farms, harvesting no longer relies entirely on human hands. On a large scale, rotary harvesting machines act like steel sweepers, clearing entire shelves at once. As the massive rollers spin just above the growing surface, friction snaps the stems, sending thousands of mushrooms popping out of the compost within minutes. A single machine can harvest up to 6 tons of mushrooms per hour, with the flow tumbling onto conveyors, cleaned, and directed into storage bins. Yet such speed also means mixed sizes, requiring additional sorting afterward. In contrast, mushroom picking robots represent the more delicate approach. Equipped with AI vision and soft grippers, they identify each mature mushroom, gently plucking it without bruising. Younger mushrooms are left to grow, ensuring uniform quality and reduced waste. Slower than rotary machines, but offering precision and value. Robots highlight how modern agriculture seeks to balance massive output with premium quality. If Before you stands the Modi Rollmax, the machine that marks the start of the pumpkin harvest season. With massive steel blades stretching over 3 meters wide, it sweeps across the field and instantly gathers hundreds of scattered pumpkins into a perfectly straight row, neat as if drawn by a ruler. In just a few minutes, a once chaotic field is transformed into a flowing river of bright orange, surging and ready for its industrial harvest journey. Few people realize that while table pumpkins are harvested when they still look perfect, oil pumpkins are left until the fruit turns rough and misshapen, the stage when their seeds reach the highest oil content. Before winter, across Europe's fields, specialized machines take over the massive task of harvesting this valuable liquid gold. At the front, the pull of heavy tractors drives each pumpkin into the processing chamber. Inside, a giant spiked drum armed with hundreds of steel points digs deep, grips the fruit and lifts it onto conveyors. The overripe flesh is immediately crushed and returned to the soil as organic fertilizer, reducing waste while enriching the land. The real treasure lies in the seeds, separated through rotating sieves and multi-stage cleaning systems before being collected in storage tanks. Just 1 hectare of oil pumpkins yields enough seeds to press over 200 liters of premium pumpkin seed oil, a product valued at up to 20 euros per liter. Proof that agriculture not only feeds humanity, but also creates luxury products straight from the field. Before the first seeds are even sown, vast fields stretching over hundreds of hectares must be precisely mapped out into ridges as straight as a chessboard. Massive bed-forming machines move across the land, breaking up compacted soil and shaping dozens of neat raised rows in a single pass. This structure not only allows roots to anchor and breathe, but can also reduce irrigation losses by up to 30% compared to fields without ridging. This is the very foundation of the entire growing season. Skip this step, and the soil suffocates, water stagnates, and every high-tech innovation that follows, from seeding to irrigation, loses its effectiveness. If in the past it took 100 workers dredging for an entire week, today a single machine can finish the job in just 1 day and still leave behind a layer of fertile silt to nourish the rice fields. In modern American irrigation technology, ditch dredging machines mounted on tractors by HEMAS have created a remarkable leap forward. With a massive hydraulic pump, they suck the thick sludge directly from the canal bed and blast it up to 40 meters onto the banks, powerful like an industrial water cannon. In a single day, hundreds of meters of clogged canals are cleared, restoring fresh flow to the entire irrigation network. Across vast vineyards, the Orvan 2-row sprayer is more than just a machine. It's a steel shield safeguarding the harvest. With its twin spray booms, it covers 2 rows of grapes at once, while high-pressure fans blast a mist deep into every layer of leaves like a mini whirlwind, ensuring each droplet lands exactly where it's needed without waste. The result, up to 30% less pesticide use, saving costs and reducing the chemical burden on the environment. Moving steadily at 5 to 6 kilometers per hour, it can treat up to 12 hectares in a single day. But its greatest value lies beyond numbers, freeing farmers from inhaling toxic chemicals during manual spraying, transforming a dangerous chore into a safe, precise, and highly efficient process. However, once farming expands beyond small rows of trees into vast, endless fields, only crop-dusting airplanes have the power to cover everything in record time. With spray booms stretched beneath its wings, the aircraft can release solution over hundreds of hectares while flying just a few meters above the crops. Inside the cockpit, the pilot controls speed, altitude, and flow rate with a joystick, creating fine mist trails that coat the fields with near-perfect precision. Far surpassing any ground sprayer, it can treat 400 to 600 hectares in a single day. And it's not just about speed. The ultrafine droplets spread evenly and penetrate deep into the canopy, ensuring complete coverage. Gone are the days of axes and handsaws. American forestry has entered the era of fully automated harvesters, hydraulic, sensor-driven, mechanical giants that storm the forest like steel beasts. Mounted on a massive six-wheel chassis, the crane arm reaches deep into the trees, gripping trunks with a hydraulic claw fitted with a chainsaw. In just 20 seconds, a tree nearly 3/4 of a meter in diameter is felled, stripped of its branches, and cut into precise lengths by the Timbermatic sensor system, where once a team of loggers would spend an entire day on a few dozen trees. Today, a single operator inside a sealed cabin can process up to 200 trees in a day. A dramatic leap forward, multiplying productivity many times over, while elevating wood quality to true industrial standards. The heavy clusters of dates that once cost people their very lives to harvest have now become proof that human intelligence can replace brute risk. In the past, climbing date palms towering up to 20 meters meant facing danger at every step. Statistics show that for every 300 workers who climbed, on average, one would lose their life each year, a tragic price to pay for sweet fruit. But when humans began to use their brains more effectively, massive hydraulic lifts were born. With booms reaching 18 meters high and stretching 8 meters across, they can raise entire crews to the treetops at the push of a button. Those once deadly hanging clusters are now lowered safely, smoothly, and swiftly. Not only saving hundreds of lives each harvest season, this technology also frees labor and ensures hundreds of thousands of tons of dates are collected on time, then sent through processing plants and carried to dining tables across the US, Canada, Europe, and the Middle East. And next, I want to emphasize how human ingenuity can go far beyond imagination, when just one person can transport an entire ton of coconuts in a single day. Not by straining shoulders under heavy loads, but by harnessing the natural buoyancy of water. In coastal regions, fertile deltas, and winding canals, rivers become giant conveyor belts. Once harvested, coconuts are dropped into the water, floating gently downstream until farmers gather them with ropes or nets and pull them to collection points. In a single trip, hundreds or even thousands of coconuts arrive neatly at shore, far faster than hours of back-breaking labor. What seems like a simple method is in fact remarkably effective, freeing human effort, securing steady yields, and ensuring a reliable supply before coconuts head into factories to be husked, packed, and shipped as the sweet gifts of the tropics to the world. Thanks to the buoyancy of water, people also cleverly transport heavy jackfruits to floating markets. Instead of carrying them on their shoulders through narrow paths, each jackfruit is dropped into the river, bobbing along until boats gather them at the docks. There, traders simply collect, exchange, and sell right on the water, creating a unique rhythm of life found only in riverine regions. And now, let's journey to the agricultural paradise of the United States, California, where endless fields of bell peppers stretch under the sun, glowing in shades of red, yellow, and green. In front of you is the Oxbow Pepper Harvester, a massive machine designed specifically for harvesting bell peppers, a crop that bruises easily. What makes it special is that it doesn't yank the peppers off the plant like manual labor does. Instead, it uses a system of precisely tuned shakers combined with soft rubber conveyors. This allows the peppers to detach cleanly from the stems while keeping their glossy, plump shape almost entirely scratch-free. This machine can harvest up to 25 to to 30 tons of peppers per day, dozens of times more than human labor. It even features an integrated airflow system on the conveyor belt to blow away dry leaves and soil, meaning that by the time the peppers fall into the storage bin, they're already nearly clean. Every year, California alone cultivates more than 20,000 hectares of bell peppers, and it is thanks to harvesters like the Oxbow that this region has become the capital of pepper production, supplying not only the United States, but also export markets around the world. Let's move to the cherry orchards of Washington State, which produces more than 60% of America's sweet cherries, where the mighty cherry shaker harvester, weighing nearly 7 tons, takes center stage. Believe it or not, these machines can generate vibrations comparable to a small earthquake. Yet, they're finely tuned to shake loose only the ripe fruit while leaving the tree unharmed. Only plump, mature cherries fall, while branches and leaves stay intact. Beneath the tree, a massive catch frame unfolds like an inverted umbrella, gathering the falling fruit and feeding them onto conveyor belts. This is how technology transforms what was once painstaking, delicate labor into a display of sheer power and efficiency. What's even more fascinating is that the cherry harvest season lasts just 4 to 6 weeks each year. That means these machines must run almost non-stop, day and night, to ensure this fragile fruit reaches the market at peak freshness. On peat fields, the ground is constantly wet and spongy, and just a single heavy rain can turn it into a flooded swamp. In such conditions, plant roots are starved of oxygen, crops become stunted, and entire fields can wither if water control isn't secured. That's why drainage systems are not just an aid, but an absolute prerequisite for agriculture to survive here. Enter the Mary Peat OJK 1.3, often called the pathfinder of peat farming. With the ability to dig and process tens of kilometers of ditches per day, this machine transforms seemingly useless wetlands into fertile farmland, replacing the work of hundreds of manual laborers. Its secret lies in a massive high-speed screw rotor. As it drills deep into the peat, it simultaneously flings soil and mud to both sides, carving out ditches that are perfectly straight and nearly 2 meters deep. And it does all this in just minutes. A level of efficiency no traditional method could ever hope to match. On the vast livestock farms of the United States and Europe, you'll often see manure spreaders tirelessly at work. Their design may look simple, but the efficiency is remarkable. Inside the storage tank, augers and paddles keep rotating, pushing organic manure toward the rear. There, high-speed spinning discs fling the manure outward, spreading it evenly across the field in a fine layer. What makes these machines fascinating is not just the labor they save, but the way they turn animal waste, often difficult to manage, into a valuable resource. The organic matter is rich in potassium, nitrogen, and trace minerals, enriching the soil, improving moisture retention, and supporting healthier, more resilient crops. In this way, the manure spreader becomes a true bridge between livestock and crop farming, an essential link in the cycle of modern sustainable agriculture. The lettuce transplanter is transforming the way vegetables are grown like never before. Its automated conveyor system feeds trays of seedlings forward, while mechanical clamps work in perfect rhythm, placing each plant into the soil with pinpoint accuracy and evenly spaced rows. A modern machine can transplant up to 15,000 plants per hour, with an average spacing of 25 to 30 centimeters between each plant, all while workers simply sit and load trays instead of bending down to plant by hand. What's even more impressive is that the machine allows adjustments in both depth and density depending on the variety of lettuce, from tightly headed iceberg to leafy romaine. Thanks to this precision, crops grow more uniformly, land use is optimized, and irrigation waste is reduced by as much as 30% compared to traditional planting methods. If the mulch layer is the close guardian of a plant's roots and soil, then once the young green leaves rise above the ground, the task of protection is reinforced by tunnel-type net houses. Today, many manufacturers offer this model, but the most renowned on the market is Andros, with prices ranging from a few thousand to tens of thousands of USD per system. When installed, a series of curved steel arches form a tunnel covered with netting or transparent plastic film. This structure shields crops from hail, strong winds, insects, and UV rays, while maintaining an ideal microclimate that allows plants to grow vigorously, achieve stable yields, and produce uniform quality. In previous videos, we've seen the center pivot system, the king of modern irrigation, capable of covering massive areas and conserving water to the maximum, though with enormous investment costs, making it ideal for vast fields of grains, corn, and wheat. Today, let's explore a simpler solution closely tied to vegetable crops and intensive farming: the smart siphon. After the fields are shaped by earth-moving ditchers, specialized machines that cut soil, forming straight ridges and drainage channels, farmers place down curved smart siphon tubes, bent like bows. Instantly, water from the main canal is drawn through the tubes and flows steadily into each furrow of soil. Have you ever wondered where the light, cool linen shirt you're wearing actually begins? The story starts in the vast flax fields of Belgium, France, and the Netherlands, which together account for more than 80% of the world's high-quality flax production. From June to July, as the plants turn a golden yellow signaling harvest time, the countryside of Northern Europe looks as if it has been draped in a shimmering golden carpet. Farmers rely on flax pullers, specialized machines designed to uproot the crop. Using parallel clamps and rollers, they pull the entire plant from the soil, preserving the fibers that stretch from root to tip. This intact length is what gives linen its trademark strength, smoothness, and durability, the foundation of premium linen fabrics. Once uprooted, the flax is laid neatly into windrows, where it basks in sunlight and absorbs morning dew to begin the retting process, a natural decomposition that separates fibers from woody stems. After this field curing, the golden stalks are fed into the flax baler, a machine built to gather and compress them into massive rolls. As it moves, pickup reels sweep the stalks into the chamber, where a rotating press compacts them into dense, perfectly rounded bales. Immediately, wire or netting secures each bale, creating bundles weighing hundreds of kilograms. These giant flax rolls are dropped in neat rows across the fields, ready to be transported to factories, the starting point of their transformation into the fine linen fibers woven into the clothing we know today. There is another type of machine that operates with a mechanism quite similar to the flax gatherer, the straw baler. This machine comes into play right after the wheat, barley, or corn harvest, when the fields are covered with golden layers of straw. Instead of letting the straw go to waste through burning, the baler moves in using its pickup reel to sweep up layers of straw and feed them into the compression chamber. In just a few hours, what was once a messy field after harvest is neatly tidied up into rows of straw bales, ready to be loaded onto trucks and transported, destined to become livestock feed, mushroom substrate, paper material, or even biomass fuel. Bananas, one of the most consumed fruits on the planet, are famous not only for their refreshing sweetness, but also for the rigorous journey they undergo to travel from plantations to dining tables worldwide. On vast farms in Ecuador, Colombia, and the Philippines, workers use sharp knives to cut entire bunches of green bananas, each weighing between 30 and 50 kilograms. What's remarkable is that these bunches are never placed on the ground. Immediately after being cut, they are hung onto an overhead cableway system running across the plantation. This system works like a giant suspended railway, where hundreds of banana bunches swing steadily as they move from the rows of trees directly to the packing stations. This method minimizes collisions, preserves the firm, glossy green skins, and reduces damage to an absolute minimum. Cabbage harvesters are built to perform their task at lightning speed, handling up to 10 to 15 tons of cabbages per hour, cutting harvest time down to just 1/10 of what manual labor would require. The process begins with a set of specialized cutting blades positioned close to the ground. As the machine moves down the rows, the blades slice cleanly through the stems, while soft grippers or conveyors lift each head, minimizing bruising. Next, automated trimming knives remove the outer leaves, leaving behind the firm, compact heads. The finished cabbages are carried up a conveyor belt and neatly placed into the large storage bin at the rear. Some advanced models can even sort cabbages by size right in the field. With the capacity to process thousands of plants per hour, these machines drastically reduce labor needs, boost efficiency, and ensure consistent quality for both storage and processing. Every year, from August to October, the vast potato fields of Idaho, which accounts for more than 30% of the U.S. potato supply, come alive with activity. This is the biggest harvest of the year, when thousands of hectares of farmland are worked simultaneously. Massive potato harvesters roll into action, their digging blades plunging deep into the soil to lift entire rows of potatoes, while vibrating conveyors shake off the dirt and stones. Within minutes, streams of golden brown potatoes flow straight into storage bins, before thundering down into waiting trucks. The scene resembles a colossal open-air assembly line. The earth is churned, dust clouds blur the horizon, and convoys of trucks line up one after another to be filled. In just a few hours, dozens of hectares of fields are cleared, leaving behind neat soil and truckloads of fresh potatoes, ready for the next journey to storage facilities, processing plants, or directly to supermarket chains across the United States. So when it comes to watery and easily bruised fruits like watermelons, what do you imagine a harvesting machine would look like? In reality, because of how delicate they are, human involvement remains indispensable. Out in the fields, farmers use specialized knives to cut the stems before gently placing the melons onto the machine's soft rubber conveyor belts. These conveyor belts, stretching 12 to 15 meters along the machine's arms, continuously carry hundreds of melons from across the field into large storage bins or directly onto accompanying trailers. The entire system is engineered to minimize vibrations and reduce damage to the fruit. Thanks to this semi-automated process, a single machine setup can harvest 40 to 60 tons of watermelons per day, many times more than what manual labor alone could achieve. Every strawberry's journey begins in sprawling fields. In California, which supplies an impressive 90% of the U.S. strawberry production, the total strawberry acreage spans 37,000 acres, with 2/3 of it concentrated in the Santa Maria area. Strawberries here are harvested almost year-round, becoming ready for picking about 70 days after planting. Hand picking is the traditional method of harvesting strawberries in California, where the majority of the workforce on these vast fields is made up of Mexican laborers. After watching the harvesting process, would you like to go directly to the gardens to pick the red strawberries? Have you ever noticed that farmers often run really fast after harvesting strawberries? If you know why, drop a comment and let me know. Each year, around 55,000 workers take up jobs on California's strawberry farms. Earning an average of $15 to $20 per hour, they work tirelessly under the blazing sun, carefully moving row by row, picking only the ripest, reddest strawberries. These skilled hands not only recognize the perfect ripeness of each berry, but also handle them delicately, placing them into harvest boxes nearby to prevent bruising or damage. This job demands patience and precision, as strawberries are incredibly fragile. Once the harvest boxes are filled to the brim, they are immediately transported to packaging facilities, ensuring maximum freshness before reaching consumers. While the work of harvesting strawberries is undeniably tough, it also provides job opportunities for thousands of immigrant workers who have become the heart and soul of California's renowned strawberry industry. These boxes of strawberries can be shipped directly to consumers without any further processing steps. Alongside being packaged fresh for direct sale, many strawberries are destined to become frozen delights, ensuring their flavor and quality are preserved for longer. At the factory, strawberries are carefully unloaded onto conveyor belts, where they move to automated cutting machines that remove their green caps. This cutting system precisely trims the caps without damaging the fruit, ensuring the flesh remains intact. This efficient process not only speeds up production, but also ensures each strawberry is uniformly prepared for the next stage. Once the green caps are removed, the strawberries undergo a thorough washing process to ensure they are completely clean and free from any impurities. This is achieved through a combination of high-pressure spray nozzles and large immersion tanks, which work together to remove dirt, debris, and any potential residues from the fruit. The high-pressure spray nozzles gently rinse the strawberries, while the immersion tanks provide a deep cleanse, allowing even the tiniest particles to be washed away. Once cleaned, the strawberries move along the conveyor for hand sorting. Skilled workers meticulously inspect each berry, removing any that don't meet the strict quality standards. This step ensures only the best strawberries move forward in the process. Next, the selected strawberries move on to the quick freezing stage, where they are exposed to extremely low temperatures of 9 to 20 degrees Fahrenheit. This rapid freezing process works by quickly lowering the temperature of the fruit, preventing the formation of large ice crystals that could damage the cell structure. The freezing process typically takes about 2 to 10 minutes. The strawberries are gently shaken or jostled on the conveyor belt to ensure they don't stick together, allowing for an even freeze and maintaining their quality. The strawberries are funneled into a sizing station, where they are sorted by size. The conveyor system includes precisely spaced slots that allow strawberries of specific dimensions to drop through, ensuring consistency in the final product. A final round of hand sorting takes place to double-check quality and ensure no imperfections are missed. Finally, the sorted and frozen strawberries are packed into cartons lined with protective plastic bags. The cartons are then carefully sealed to protect the products inside, ensuring the freshness and quality of the frozen strawberries. These cartons are then stacked onto pallets, ready for transport. With every step designed to maximize freshness and quality, these frozen strawberries are prepared to bring a taste of summer to consumers year-round. Next, we head to the strawberry jam factory. At the jam factory, large bags of frozen strawberries are emptied out to begin the jam-making process. Frozen strawberries are used because they retain their freshness and natural flavor thanks to the quick freezing process. This ensures that the strawberry jam is delicious, visually appealing, and of high quality. Next, the strawberries are transported to the cooking area, where they are poured into large industrial cooking kettles. These kettles are designed to handle high volumes of strawberries while maintaining consistent heat for even cooking. Once inside, The strawberries are combined with carefully measured amounts of sugar and other ingredients, such as natural pectin or lemon juice, depending on the desired texture and flavor profile. During cooking, the mixture is gently stirred to prevent burning and to maintain the vibrant red color of the strawberries. This step is critical to producing a jam that not only tastes delicious, but also has an appealing texture and consistency. The controlled process ensures every batch meets high-quality standards, delivering the same delightful taste every time. After about 30 minutes of cooking, the strawberry jam reaches perfection and is ready to be transferred to the jar filling area. The jar filling process for strawberry jam on an automated conveyor system is a seamless and efficient operation. At the filling station, precise nozzles dispense the cooked strawberry jam into each jar. The system is designed to control the exact quantity poured into each jar, ensuring uniformity across the batch. The jam, still warm, flows smoothly into the jars, filling them up to the required level. After the jars are filled with warm strawberry jam, they move to the capping station on the conveyor belt. Here, sterilized lids are automatically placed onto each jar with precision. Advanced machinery then securely seals the lids, creating an airtight closure that preserves the jam's freshness and flavor. After sealing, the jars of strawberry jam are sprayed with water to quickly cool them down, stabilizing the internal temperature and preventing condensation inside the jars. After the jars are securely sealed, they move to the labeling station. Automated systems apply labels with product information, ensuring accuracy and consistency. The labeled jars are then packed into large boxes, ready for transportation and distribution to reach consumers. Now that we've followed the journey of the strawberry from field to table, you might wonder, how do farmers nurture these berries from seedling to fruit? Let's dive in. Strawberry fields in California begin with thorough plowing and tilling to loosen the soil, improve aeration, and prepare it for planting. Next, raised beds are carefully shaped to create an ideal environment for strawberry plants, ensuring proper drainage and healthy root development. The raised beds are then covered with plastic mulch to retain soil moisture, control weeds, and regulate soil temperature. Semi-automatic planting machines are used to efficiently plant strawberry seedlings, placing them at consistent depths and spacing for optimal growth. After planting, sprinkler or rotary irrigation systems are employed to evenly water the strawberry fields, ensuring every plant receives adequate moisture while minimizing water waste. Automatic fertilizer spreaders are then used to evenly distribute nutrients across the field, providing the plants with the essential elements needed for healthy growth and high yields. And that's how a thriving strawberry field is cultivated in California. In Europe, greenhouse growing is more common than farm growing. The process begins by harvesting strawberry runners from open fields, carefully selecting healthy, disease-free plants. The harvested runners are then transported to a sorting facility, where workers carefully sort and select the best quality runners for planting. Next, the selected runners are transferred to tray fields, where they are planted in specially designed trays filled with nutrient-rich substrate. These trays ensure optimal root development and plant health. Once filled, the trays are carefully arranged in the field. This setup provides the ideal conditions for the young strawberry plants to establish strong roots before being moved to the greenhouse. Afterward, the strawberry runners are meticulously placed into the trays by skilled farmers. Each runner is positioned with care to ensure proper root contact with the nutrient-rich substrate. This precise process helps maximize the plant's growth potential and prepares them for the next stages of cultivation. After approximately 2 to 3 months of care in the tray fields, the strawberry plants are mature enough to be transplanted into the greenhouse. Farmers carefully harvest the trays of strawberry plants and transport them to the greenhouse for the next stage of cultivation. Once inside the greenhouses, the strawberry plants are carefully transplanted into their growing systems, which are designed to provide optimal conditions for growth. Soon after, these flowers transform into plump, juicy strawberries, ripening to a vibrant red, ready for harvest. The process of harvesting strawberries in a greenhouse is exactly the same as harvesting in the field. After harvesting, the strawberries are carefully packed into containers to preserve their freshness during transport. They are then quickly transported to a nearby packing facility, where workers sort and pack the berries according to size and quality standards. The packaging process ensures the strawberries are protected from damage and maintain their peak flavor and appearance. Our journey of strawberry ends here. Please like, follow the channel, and join us in the next videos. In the middle of summer, the watermelon fields in Florida are bustling more than ever. This is the prime time for American farmers to harvest those sweet, ripe watermelons. Under the bright sunshine, they carefully cut each watermelon from the vines, working in harmony with modern machinery to ensure each melon is gathered and handled with the utmost care. With hands full of experience, the farmers skillfully use sharp knives to cut the watermelons, checking each one to make sure it's perfectly ripe. Shiny green skin, a dry stem, and a deep, hollow sound when tapped gently. After being cut, the watermelons are placed onto the conveyor belt of a mobile harvesting machine that moves along the rows of vines. This machine is specially designed to work alongside the farmers, using a soft conveyor belt to gently move the watermelons into large storage bins. This process not only saves time and effort, but also ensures the watermelons don't get damaged and maintain their quality. Once the bins are full, they are loaded onto refrigerated trucks, ready to be transported to the factories for cleaning, sorting, and preparing them for the market. This harvesting scene not only shows the dedication and skill of the farmers, but also highlights the important role technology plays in improving agricultural production. Thanks to the perfect combination of human effort and modern machinery, millions of watermelons from lush green fields are quickly gathered and transported, keeping their delicious taste and perfect freshness. This process not only helps optimize time and labor, but also ensures that every watermelon that reaches the consumer meets the highest standards, providing complete satisfaction. After being carefully harvested from the endless fields, the fresh watermelons continue their journey to the processing plants. This is where modern technology and the skill of experienced workers come together to ensure that each watermelon retains its best quality before reaching the consumers. First, the watermelon bins are unloaded from the trucks and moved to the cleaning area, marking the important first step in the processing process. This step not only helps remove dirt, sand, and other impurities that are stuck to the skin of the watermelon after harvest, but also ensures hygiene for the product before it moves on to the next stages. The watermelons are then placed on a conveyor belt and passed through a high-pressure water spray system. This system uses cool, powerful jets of water sprayed onto each watermelon, effectively removing the dirt and impurities without damaging the delicate skin. To ensure thorough cleaning, the system is also equipped with automatic rotating brushes. The rotating brush system is designed with soft, food-grade bristles that gently clean the surface of the watermelons without damaging their skin. These brushes rotate at controlled speeds, like the gentle hands of a mother stroking the heads of playful watermelons covered in dust from the fields. The system also integrates automatic sensors that adjust the brush speed and pressure based on the size and shape of each watermelon, ensuring thorough and comprehensive cleaning. This cleaning process not only ensures the safety of the product, but also helps maintain the quality and freshness of the watermelons. After being cleaned and dried, the watermelons continue their journey on the conveyor belt to the sorting area, where modern technology works hand in hand with the careful observation of the workers to ensure the best quality. The watermelons pass through an advanced sensor system that evaluates their size, color, and weight. The melons that meet the standard typically have shiny skins, deep color, and uniform weight. In addition, workers standing along the conveyor belt manually inspect the watermelons to spot any imperfections that the machines might miss, such as small cracks, signs of rot, or damage to the skin. After the inspection, the watermelons are sorted into two main groups. The ones that meet the standards, with uniform size, nice color, and no imperfections, are sent to the packing area. Meanwhile, smaller melons, those with uneven shapes or slight defects, are sent to be processed into products like juice or smoothies. This thorough sorting process not only ensures that the products reaching consumers are of high quality, but also helps maximize the value of every watermelon. After being sorted, the watermelons that meet the standards are directed to the labeling area. This process is typically semi-automated, with labeling machines precisely applying the labels to each watermelon as they move along the conveyor belt. This labeling step is crucial for product identification and traceability, enabling consumers to easily verify the quality and origin of the watermelons. For the watermelons that meet the standards, they continue their journey to the packaging area. The watermelons are placed in sturdy trays or cardboard boxes, with extra protective padding inside to prevent damage during transport. These boxes are specially designed to allow air circulation, ensuring the freshness of the watermelons. The boxes of watermelons are then loaded onto refrigerated trucks, ready to be transported to distribution points. In addition to the watermelons that meet the standards, those that don't will be sent to the processing area to be used for other products, especially watermelon juice. The process starts with cleaning the watermelons again, removing any remaining impurities. Then, the watermelons are cut and peeled, with the skin and inedible parts discarded, leaving only the sweet, refreshing flesh. After being cut into small pieces, the watermelon flesh is placed into a juicer to extract the juice. The watermelon juice is then packaged in sealed pouches or bottles and subjected to high-pressure processing, HPP. The HPP machine works by applying very high pressure, typically between 4,000 to 6,000 bar, to the sealed juice, effectively killing bacteria and viruses without the need for heat. This method is effective in eliminating harmful microorganisms while preserving the fresh taste and nutritional value of the watermelon juice, ensuring food safety. Every step of this process is carried out carefully and follows strict food safety standards. From cleaning to packaging, each stage is closely monitored to ensure that every watermelon reaching the consumer is of the highest quality.